Welcome everyone once again to the Cybersecurity Asia stage here at Cybersecurity Asia CREST Thailand International Cyber Week 2025, traveled by NCSA Thailand. So we'd like to bring everyone to listen from the expert with this session, their panel discussion, building an ecosystem for our digital and cybersecurity industry. By this panel discussion, your opportunity to listen by the perspective on creating a thriving ecosystem for digital and cybersecurity industry growth. By this panel discussion, you will listen, for example, strategy, idea, and best practices for building a robust ecosystem that support the growth of the digital and cybersecurity industry. Your opportunity to gain valuable insights on fostering collaboration, innovation, and sustainable development within the sector. Without further ado, kindly allow me to welcome our esteemed speaker joining with us upon the stage. Absolutely, lady first. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Faye Farrell, Senior Manager, CREST Asia for Asia Pacific. Second up, please welcome Geller Christensen, CEO, Digital Hub Denmark. And third up, please welcome Fabijonavicius, Acting Head of ICT Lab at the Innovation Agency. We're proudly to introduce our esteemed moderator to bring everyone in detail. Please welcome our Vice Marshal Chalermchai Wonggate, Director of Cybersecurity Research Center, NCSA Thailand. Welcome, everyone.
เริ่มมาเลยนะครับทดสอบ1 2 Thank you so much for attending this session. And as you know, on the stage, we have a very magnitude top-level speaker from the organization that the leading of the industry and digital and innovation. I hope you have a good time with us with this session. Let me start something formally. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great honor to welcome all of you to the panel discussion of the topic of building an ecosystem for the digital and cybersecurity industry. My name is Chalermchai Wonggate, Director of Cybersecurity Research Center, Thailand National Cybersecurity Agency. As the host of this session, I am deeply honored by your interest in attending this session, which could help you gain valuable insight that contribute to building and promoting the ecosystem of digital and cyber industry from observing the experience of our speakers. Normally, when we think about the term of ecosystem, we can think of something that stay together, live together, depend on each other. But in the ecosystem of digital and cybersecurity, what does it mean? And this is a good time for us to know in detail what does it mean in ecosystem of digital and cybersecurity. I'm proud to inform you that our guest speaker are the representative from national level agency specializing in the development and promoting of digital and innovation industry, as well as leading organization responsible for cybersecurity services standard. So this is a good time to start off the question, and our speaker will share the point of view and might be benefit for us for our topic of today. Let's start from the most left-hand side of the stage. Right-hand side, sorry. Left-hand side of the audience and my right-hand side. Please, this way, please. As a leading provider of cybersecurity certification, how do you assess the current state of digital and cybersecurity ecosystem worldwide? And what role do certifications like CREST play in enhancing cybersecurity resilience? Please.
Thank you. Oh, good, this does work. I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for having CREST. It's our great honour to be here with you today in Thailand and to be part of this esteemed panel. Okay, so we'll start off by talking about our role. So I will just begin by explaining what CREST is. So we're a not-for-profit international accreditation body and certification body. What that means is we certify cybersecurity service providers globally against our international standards for technical cybersecurity services such as penetration testing, red teaming, SOC services, threat intelligence, incident response. And we also certify the professionals delivering that work. So the experts in penetration testing, threat intelligence, incident response. So yeah, it's all about standards for us and working with the regulators. And we're, as I say, deeply honoured to be working with the NCSA on their standards for Thailand and building capability and capacity for the cyber market here. And we're doing the same across Asia and globally. So yeah, we believe on standards, we believe in providing assurance back to the buying community and really growing four things: consistency, community, capability and capacity within the cybersecurity space worldwide, and sharing that knowledge amongst working with the regulators and those different groups. To your second question, how do we do this? I guess it's by working with the community, working with everybody within the ecosystem in the countries, from the government and the regulators, as well as the financial institutions, the other industry verticals, the service providers, the academic bodies. Community institutions here like 2600, which are one of our community supporters. We're very honoured to work with, right through to the cyber professionals and the people delivering the work.
Thank you so much. And the next question, we would like to know the point of view from Denmark. Please, Mr. Nikolaj, please share your point of view. That Denmark has been known for its robust security initiative. How does Denmark integrate its public sector security efforts to broaden the digital ecosystem? And what challenges do you face in achieving this integration? Please.
Yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, thank you for hosting this session. And I think just before I sort of dive into the question, I also just wanted to comment on your description of an ecosystem, because I think that was very precise and very spot on. I think the way we also look at an ecosystem is, the inspiration obviously comes from nature, where you have a lot of moving parts that all play a role in achieving this balance. And I think for our approach in Denmark, this is also very key, having this everyone contributing, the collaborative part of building these strategies, these initiatives, and so forth. I think that is a shared responsibility. And part of how we typically approach policy making, strategy building, and so forth is very much in collaboration between both the private sector and the public sector. So it's not just government leading the way, we also bring in the private sector to get their perspectives, to get the perspectives of academia, to get work together with foundations and so forth, to really bring this forward, non-profit organizations as well, obviously. So really seeing this as a shared common responsibility. I think some of the challenges that we face are in implementing this, because one thing is obviously coming up with a good strategy, but as we have also discussed over the past couple of days, the implementation is equally important, if not more so. And that's also where it is an advantage to have both sides of the equation, both the private and the public sector, coming together to work on a shared goal. Of course, we have a lot of issues when it comes to awareness. We work a lot with a lot of the larger corporations. They know that cybersecurity is an absolute priority for them. It is business critical. I think that is one of the how to phrase this, maybe one of the more positive effects of the massive cyber attack we faced on Maersk, the big shipping company, back in 2017, was that for a lot of these corporations, big and small, they realized, okay, this is absolutely business critical. This is not just a matter of spending money on IT projects. This is a matter of protecting our core, as I also noticed was one of the slogans of our conference here today. And that has been, the bigger corporations have certainly moved forward and made progress on this, but we still see a lot of SMEs, a lot of smaller companies that are still struggling to figure out how can we work with this and how can we turn it from, also in the minds of the top level management, how can we reposition this as a cost center, but something that could actually maybe drive value. And this is where we have actually had a private initiative, so this is not governmental, this is private, a certification, D-Seal, where you can, as a company, you do a self-evaluation that is being assessed, and then they will come out and perform some audits, and then you can get certified after that. This is very low cost. It is driven by the private sector, the business organizations, and that is also to help the SMEs to understand where do we start with this. Because I think for a lot of smaller corporations, for individuals as well, it is just as much about how do you get started, where do you start, how do you approach this. And this is also, of course, on an individual level, we see a massive rise in cybercrime as anywhere else, and this is also something we're working on now together with the financial sector to understand or to raise awareness around how can you protect yourself, what measures can you take yourself, and how can you sorry, I lost my train of thought here. How can you certify, if you have a person calling you, that is actually who you think it is, and when should you be, maybe a little bit more cautious? So I think that's certainly some of the challenges. And for the corporations, we also recently had an awareness campaign, which lasted for a week, where companies could sign up to get attacked, to get cyber attacked. So they could test their own capabilities in real time and see, okay, where do we have any weaknesses? What do we need to do in case of an attack? So you have that level of emergency management when and if you do get attacked. And that's, of course, again, to raise the awareness, to make sure the companies are aware of the risks that they are facing and how can they mitigate these risks. But I think for us, it has been absolutely crucial, the collaboration between the public and the private sector, and the support of various foundations. We have a lot of foundations and similar organizations in Denmark, and the role that they can also play in funding these initiatives, but also to get the awareness into the different corporations. And that's where foundations, business organizations, and so forth play a really crucial role in this.
Thank you. I would like to ask, share with the audience, what keyword that you can gain from observing the speaker from Denmark. One thing that I can learn from that, from Mr. Nikolai. One thing, the key important thing, the first thing is SME, and the second thing is funding initiative. It's quite challenging in Thailand, right? But right now, NCSA as the regulator, National Cybersecurity Agency, right now we try to do something like this and try to find the cooperation from CREST, from Denmark, from Lithuania. After this session, please keep your attention to the news from NCSA. The big step of promoting cybersecurity SME will be pronounced, will be launched. Please keep listening. That right now, we still have a speaker from Lithuania. Please, Mr. Lucas, please. Lithuania is known from its proactive standpoint in cybersecurity. How does Lithuania ensure its cybersecurity strategies are inclusive and adaptable to both government entities and private sector? please.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I mean, you all are kind of heroes in my mind already, because it's past 3 o'clock and you're still here listening, sitting. Just from my perspective, that is already a huge task. So if you can do this, then probably you can do what I tell you now too. So when we talk about cybersecurity in Lithuania, there is a huge differentiation in it, that, you know, one part of cybersecurity is fully for the military and all the organizations of the military. They are enforced, I mean, by law, and, you know, it must be done, because otherwise, you know, you will have too many vulnerabilities towards your system. The other part, which I represent more, is the ecosystem part. My agency, Innovation Agency of Lithuania, provides funding, facilitates ecosystem, you know, and creates that system in place for cyber to thrive. Now, today in the morning, because I was worried what I'm gonna say, I read the National Cybersecurity program for Lithuania. I mean, not the program, because the program is very short. I read the arguments why the program is necessary. And in that program, there were 56 points. Out of those 56, 31 talked about, you know, the government's perspective in it, and the rest, almost half, talked about other members of ecosystem, academia, private initiatives, NGOs, and it got me thinking, you know, wow, actually, we might be kind of inclusive here if we talk this much even in national cybersecurity strategy. So then the other law that I opened up just to check, because it was recently updated because of the NIS2 directive, was National Cybersecurity Law. And in the law, there is functions for example, National Cybersecurity Center, which is similar to your National Cybersecurity Agency. You know, in that law, there is stated that every year, at least twice, the cybersecurity work group must meet up. I checked what is the members of those cybersecurity groups. So the members are regulators, like banks, energy providers, military part responsible for cyber. But then the other members are professors from the academia that has, you know, cybersecurity programs, and also members from business associations that has a say, you know, in cybersecurity. Then I read up more about how the work is down there done. So first of all, the first part of the meetings is usually presenting the news on European level, and the next part is, you know, listening to ecosystem and what are the main issues and how can we help with it. So yeah, basically there is mechanisms in place, and for those mechanisms to work, it all depends on the people, because the policy can be created, you know, by the government, but it must include the members of ecosystem. Then when it comes, as Nikolai mentioned, to implementation, then it is the hard part, you know, how many players you want to include into implementation. So for example, in my agency, we recently released a 7.5 million program for digital skills. And we thought, okay, how to make this program most effective? So in my lab, we have this ICT work group that we meet often with like biggest players and ministries, and just also discuss various problems. So we ask those experts and specialists, association members, you know, to disseminate that we are creating a list. Please write on what kind of skills are necessary, not only for cyber, but also for other digital issues like coding in Python, CC+, project management, and so on. And, you know, we got the list, we shortened it with internal experts, and then we had, you know, a big discussion, probably even more people was than here, you know, and we outlined like precise skills that we put next in the annex to the call. And now, you know, the whole list is created by the ecosystem. So everyone is almost happy. Of course, it's bad when everyone is happy, but almost everyone is happy with the list that we help to fund the talents, for it. So, I mean, that's just one part of inclusivity. The other part is, of course, not only about attracting like private initiatives, it's also about attracting, for example, women to cybersecurity. And I think that has been challenged in all European countries across. Now we have, and I was very happy today to see that in Thailand, you also have Women for Cyber initiative. I mean, that's the only way how you can use, a big part, half of the population to, fit the skill gap and, to be inclusive. So that's probably it for now.
Thank you. Thank you. Before this session, as we have discussed and in the meeting room, and could you please share the number of your population in your country? How many? Sorry. Please.
Oh yeah, so our population
5,000?
is no. My population country is 3 million, but I know that in Thailand you have what 65 million.
Yes. Do you think the difference of number may be different of initiative or the problem of ecosystem, from your opinion?
It kind of is, because you have such a population just in Bangkok that is bigger than my whole country, and there is some good things and bad things about it. For example, with 3 million people, the innovation specialists, the cyber specialists, you have them in thousands, in hundreds. It's easy to know each other. So when you know that something big is coming. For example, European Union will is looking for experts. You can find those people quickly and suggest them. But to attract like big companies to scale up, then it's a challenge with 3 million people. For Thailand, probably to try and implement something on grand scale like we do for the Gulf country, you would need to do it like step by step. First, try it, test it on pilot, and then expand little by little. But on the other side, with such a huge population, you have so much untouched potential yet. And in those 10 years, you can be the center of cyber if you do the cards right.
Yeah, thank you. One thing that I can observe from Mr. Lucas from his speaking, the number does not matter. If we plan, we arrange the process perfectly, we can make ecosystem like a heaven for everyone, for a local company and for regulator, for every government, or company from outside the country can work together and can help the ecosystem stronger, and can expand their capability to cover the region. I think this is quite challenging for Thailand as well, and hopefully we can have ally, have friendly country that can be the advisor, and we can work together for improve our ecosystem. Right now let's move to the second round of the question, and we can start from CREST again. Right now the question might be changed from the first point of view. Ms. Wave, please. What steps can be taken by certification bodies like CREST to foster a stronger collaboration between the private and public sectors in the cybersecurity space? What is the future of cybersecurity certification in this ecosystem? Please share your point of view for us.
Thank you, I will. I guess from CREST perspective, as I already mentioned, we work in a collaborative fashion. So we are working with the whole ecosystem as private and public sector. What we have made available in the last 12 months, and many of our certification colleagues and partners have done, is we're partnering with organizations such as Pearson VUE. We're able to bring the opportunity to become certified in your profession, whether it's penetration testing, incident response, or or threat intelligence from our perspective straight to the market, straight to your city. So you can, we've made it more accessible. We've also have ongoing promotions. We're working with, as I say, both the private and public sector in every country. And just here in Thailand, we have a hugely growing population of cybersecurity providers that you can work for. So it's fantastic to see the cyber professional group coming through from academia, but it's also important to be working for a company that has, extremely high standards. So we would say, look at the organizations that we've accredited here in Thailand, and they're a good place to grow your, either begin or take the next step on your cyber career. Would you mind saying the second question again, please?
The second question asking about your work.
Right.
You plan the suggestion from CREST to collaboration between private and public sector in cybersecurity space.
Okay, absolutely. So we really would welcome the opportunity to work more collaboratively, particularly here in Thailand with the different industry verticals. You can see that we are honoured to be working directly with the NCSA, with the national regulator, but we'd also like to work a lot closer and help develop policy and help develop standards and just bring more awareness for cyber to the different industry verticals, whether it's from finance, banking, hospitality. Obviously, there's a huge place for cyber in all these different verticals, and we welcome the opportunity to work with you. So please do reach out to us. Myself and some of my colleagues are here today to take any questions afterwards. I think the other thing I would say is as I mentioned, we're also working with 2600 Thailand, so the great cybersecurity community group. If you're not already part of that, then please check out their website. They run fantastic monthly initiatives and bring the community together here in Bangkok. And I guess the other element really is to hear from the training providers. So we've just launched, accompanying our certifications for our examinations, we've just launched courses for training that training providers can purchase from us. Please reach out to us. We'd love to work with you to help bring more people into this industry and just share more opportunity for education. So yes, I think every stage we welcome collaboration and the opportunity just to work with you and discuss the needs for your sector.
Thank you. Collaboration, especially from the standard provider internationally, is very important for Thailand, for ecosystem of Thailand right now. And we are good luck that CREST start working with NCSA and might help our ecosystem, might help cybersecurity local company to go abroad, to see worldwide, to go beyond the boundary, beyond the safe zone that we usually work with. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes. And now we move to the next round of Now we move to the next round of Mr. Nikolai. Yes. Please share your point of view. What specific policies or initiative has Denmark implemented to encourage cybersecurity innovation and ensure the resilience of both public and private digital infrastructure? So.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So I think my answer here again comes back to the ecosystem, looking at the whole value chain of the ecosystem holistically and figuring out what support initiatives do you need at which stage. So I think in Denmark we have the Innovation Foundation. They give out grants to researchers, to startups, to innovative SMEs and so forth. And it's very R&D focused, so they have certain grants that is available, and of course a lot of this also focuses on cybersecurity. This is also coming back to the importance of the political aspect and understanding that there is the political support to push various organizations and agencies and so forth in the right direction by saying, you know, we need to emphasize development in this area. Part of it is also, you know, also coming back to the whole ecosystem supporting and understanding what is the role of the government in this. What can government do and what can government, you know, not do, or what shouldn't be the role of government here. So we've seen one of the foundations, the industry foundations, they've recently created, I think it was just last month, a new initiative to upskill business angels. So investors in private companies, upskill them in cybersecurity. So understanding better the business models behind cybersecurity and hopefully using this to ignite more investment into new innovative startups that can then further grow and develop the solutions we need for tomorrow. And I think that is, again, looking back at the whole value chain. One thing is supporting the SMEs, but you also need the new companies coming out. You need the students that are skilled. You need the investors as well to understand what is this space and why is it interesting from an investor's perspective as well. So I think that those are some of the initiatives. Of course, as I also mentioned, the D-Seal is very good as well. We have Secure Digital, which is aimed towards private citizens. An awareness campaign again into understanding what can you do as a private citizen to protect your data, to protect your identity, your financial information, obviously, and a lot more. So making people aware of what is actually out there, what is happening. And of course, as you also mentioned, there's also an aspect that goes beyond just securing the public and the private sector. We of course also have some military capabilities here as well. But I think for us, it's also about securing the critical infrastructure, making sure we also discussed previously like energy, grid, and so forth. We've seen a massive uptake in cyber attacks against Denmark, and this is something the government, of course, should be taking seriously, is taking seriously, and are acting to secure this. So, but I think these are a few of the initiatives that we have launched, and that is also seen again the collaboration with the business organizations to get the awareness of these initiatives again. You know, I think it's very easy to always, you see a problem and you want to fix it, so you create an initiative, but you need the implementation, you need the adoption within the business community. So working together with business organizations to make sure that it also meets the needs for the companies and to make sure that they can actually also work with these different, whether that is like schemes, whether it's grants, whether it is hands-on initiatives, promotion schemes, whatever that might be, making sure that it actually meets the needs of the businesses and that it is not too administrative and several of these things. I think that is some of the keys you unlock when you work together with the business community to better understand what it is that they actually need.
Yes, thank you. I totally agree with the speaker from Denmark that government play a very important role to support the ecosystem. Government should provide very necessary infrastructure or standard and support in various kind of that can help ecosystem or local company can boost themselves strong to update their capability and look in the future and work, follow the plan. But they can reach their goal. You know, they need the support from government. So this is a very important role for the government that should support and make this ecosystem stronger than the present. Now we move to the second round to Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas, please. Lithuania is a part of European Union, and cybersecurity is a key concern across the region. How do European cybersecurity policies influence your national initiative? And what is Lithuania's role in shaping EU cybersecurity standard? Please.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Do you mind if I add a bit on Nikolai's answer too? I mean, it works for us, doesn't have to work for you, but I visited quite few organizations. I'm here third day, I think, or second maybe day, but I visited quite few organizations that work with innovation here. And I can see that, here in Thailand, you divide your competences through many different organizations. My organization used to be 3 organizations before. Now there is only one, and it helps business from, acceleration, creating business students, to going internationally when you are a mature company. So when you have this one window, one-stop shop, and all competences there, it's much easier for business, to come to you with the help, and you can guide them through all the process. It works for us, doesn't have to work for you, just a thought. And okay, the question, my question. Yeah, so when we speak about European Union, and how does it affect our law, I just want to, put some emphasis how European Union works. We are European Union too. We have a parliament where we have our elected members. We have councils, that our representatives are there as well. And the thing with the European Union, it likes discussions and does not like deadlines. So that's the biggest issue, and I'm not criticizing. I mean, it's better than, just coming to you and saying, oh, we're gonna do this, and that's it. No, we discuss a lot. We have a lot of interests, but at the end, usually everyone comes to consensus, and that is the beauty of European Union. My parent generation used to be of different union that, thank God, finally is over, for 30 years now. But, back then, that union was just going, smashing with head, and you must do it, no matter how you can destroy anything what is done before. So when it comes to European Union, first of all, the most recent probably big thing was NIS2 directive, yeah? And its implementation. So I'm very happy. Well, actually, before coming to Thailand, I have my former colleague that works at ENISA, and we actually discussed a little about, how the NIS2 directive is being implemented in all the countries. So Lithuania was one of the first countries. Well, there were 7 countries in October that put NIS2 directive already fully, or at least partly fully, to the national law. It was a big process. But the NIS directive itself was also created with the help of experts from each of member states, each of the members itself, through work groups, because it was not given to us. We helped to create it. And then, the very strong thing becomes, when you help to create something, how much work do you want to put in it? It's a bit a different topic, but we are creating sandbox in Lithuania right now for AI. And I am member of various work groups that are talking, about how that sandbox should actually work. Should we make it all the same in all the countries? Should we allow some freedom to move it a little? And usually these meetings are after work hours. So work for 10 hours, and then from 7 to 9 you have a AI work group for general practice and purpose of AI. So you get tired. You're just a man or a woman, but then it depends on every member, just like you sitting here. How much work you put in towards the end goal and the project. If you put a lot of work, then your voice is very strongly heard. You, as a small country, influence, Germany, France, Italy, countries that are similar size to Thailand, yeah? So that is one of the experience. And the other one, if I have a little bit more time, is, from my years at, when I was working in Ministry of National Defense. Back then, European Union had this initiative, European Cybersecurity Center, And then every country had to create the national coordination centers. So I was put as a lead head of that project, and project. It really depended, how you can implement it, because I could have just, said, and the government could just said, okay, so we have an agency, you're gonna be this coordination center, and that's it. But what we try to move to is data-based analysis in Lithuania. So we did, this basic project management course. What is the situation? What we want the situation to be, and then how this national coordination center can help us to improve the situation. So we try to use it as a tool to improve the current situation, not only to put a check mark or on the paper. And we did then foreign countries analysis, because it's good to copy, just adjust it to your own necessity. So we checked what Israel is doing, we checked what Spain is doing, we checked what Singapore is doing in this area, and the final product ended up to be actually working institution right now, under National Cybersecurity Center in Lithuania that promotes, cyber ecosystem. We have regular working groups meetings for both industry, for academia, and just for experts. So, and from government, you have cyber meetups that sometimes they are private initiative, but actually, it is the beginning of ecosystem. So, yeah, that's how EU works, and, how we use it, and how the EU uses all the expertise from all the member states.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Sorry, if I could actually just add, because I think so we're 6 million people in Denmark, so still a very small country. But on the would it be able to scale to 65 million? I think what we've also learned, because I've talked to hundreds of delegations from more than 50 different countries over the past couple of years, and a question we always get is like, oh, how can we do something similar at home? And I think one of the important parts here is also the governance model behind it. How do you actually structure this? Because in the EU we can also agree, we are the different member states, we discuss, we fight, and then we agree on something, and then we move forward. It's the same way we also develop, our different digital policies in Denmark. We have 98 municipalities, we have 5 different regions, and then the state. They all come together, but we have a model where we say, okay, the local governments have their representatives that they select to go and negotiate these deals. Same for the regions, same for the state. So the scale, the complexity, of course, grows a little bit, but it is possible, and it is not necessarily one-to-one that the bigger the country, the more complexities you're going to face. There are, I think, certain governance models here that can still work for these types of collaboration.
Key one thing that I can learn from the speaker from Lithuania is European Union have discussed a lot, and find the solution, the best solution, suitable solution for European Union as a whole. This thing is quite be the great lesson learned for Thailand as well, because in Thai tradition, we might keep listening from the upper level, or work as the upper level order us to do. This might be changed if we wish to make the ecosystem, our ecosystem stronger. We have to change our tradition of keep listening and change to discuss a lot, discuss not fighting each other, discuss and find the best solution that's suitable for Thai environment, the Thailand environment, and find the first step to start to improve our ecosystem in Thailand. As we manage time perfectly, so we still have 7 minutes for bonus track for our audience. From your point of view, sorry, this is out of scope, out of my script. The surprise shock. From your point of view, sir and ma'am, What is the opportunity or weakness of Thailand to improve its cybersecurity ecosystem? From your point of view, what is the weakness or opportunity to improve the digital and cybersecurity ecosystem? Just start from the ladies from the most left side, please.
Gosh, huge question. I think, leaning on from my panel colleagues, obviously great examples here of countries, other countries that are developing and growing their cyber capability and so forth, ecosystem. CREST is very fortunate and probably very unique, I think, globally in the fact that we're working with, we're fortunate to work with countries all over the world, whether it's from Qatar, Singapore, the UK, Dubai, countries throughout the European Union, the Americas, Australia, to name but a few. I think the common factor that we always come back to is it's that kind of collaboration piece and as you say, making sure that we're not creating something that can't be scaled. So it's looking at scalability and it's looking at both, often we focus on the professionals and of course that's extremely important, but I think it's also looking at the organizations and looking and setting some kind of standards. That is what we do and we do that for a reason because that gives the cyber professionals great organizations to work for. They might be extremely skilled, but if they're working for an organization that doesn't have insurance or policies and procedures or good frameworks in place, then in some ways their talent is somewhat wasted. So I think, looking at it from different angles is a good place to start, and also the scalability of it is what we'd recommend. Looking at other case studies around the world, as we've said, is a good place to pick and choose what works for you as a nation, and also having that international viewpoint. So, of course, it's extremely important to make sure that Thailand as a nation is cyber capable, but also you want to be able to export your services and import services as well. So, looking at it on a global scale, I think is the place to go. You do not have to start from scratch, and of course you're not. You have friends that want to collaborate with you and work with you, and it's really is in everyone's interest to work together. Cybersecurity is not it's not just a national problem, it's obviously a global problem as well. So we are here to help and offer our support as needed.
Thank you. And the first step, not easy, but we have to keep walking. And so, Nicola, please.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. And also comparing our two nations, I think, what we can offer is not a sizable market. Our biggest, strength in looking at it from this perspective is of course the access to the European Union. We can be the landing pad into the European Union, but we're a small market. We're 6 million people. But if you look at Thailand, you're 65 million people. That is a sizable market. That is attractive enough in itself. But you are also very well positioned to be the landing pad into the rest of Asia and expanding into other markets afterwards. So I think from, my limited perspective, this is certainly what I see as the very attractive entry point, both into the rest of Asia, but just Thailand in itself also has a very attractive market, definitely. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I am kind of thinking, should my answer be like very diplomatic or a bit more realistic about, the weakness and the strengths? That's what I think here is. So I think two things. The good thing is that, you are 65 million people. You have 1.6 trillion GDP. We are 3 million people. We have 200 billion GDP. Do the calculation yourselves. You still have a lot of place where to grow, and that scaling up and growing up, it all depends, on all of those who right now are working, especially in the government, what policies you implement. And those policies needs to be done based on data, and as you know, concrete data, objective data as possible. So, for example, I try to look for this in Thailand. Most European countries fund their projects according to the smart specialization, concepts that are made together with the government and the private institutions and academia. For Lithuania, it is, 3 priorities: smart manufacturing, where you have 4 topics. It is photonics, so lasers, which are very known around the world. And then you have 3 others that not my area. Then you have the biotechnology priority, which also has 5 priorities. One of them are medical, innovations. Another one is biotech, and we are very much known for biotech, also building private initiative, huge products. And then the third one is ICT, which is my topic, my priority. My lab works with it, and we construct mechanism not for everyone, not for everything, but we see that this, based on data, these areas has the biggest potential on growth, and we put money in it, so we could help to scale up, help to move away. I think that would be a really good exercise to do in Thailand. Just focus, on those areas which the market dictates, and also where you can foresight the technological advances, and then fund those areas mostly. And then, you see the scale up for sure, the growth for sure, and you will have unicorns in cybersecurity and other areas. So, thank you.
Thank you. Our speaker think in the same way that Thailand has many strong points. It depends on when Thailand do the first step. And that's all for our session. And I think you can gain benefit from observing our session and from the leading speaker from the developed country of cybersecurity and digital innovation. Just please.
Sir, please give a big round of applause. Thank you all esteemed speakers. Thank you very much for being here with us. So could you please step aside, stand by beside the stage. They would like to invite you back to the stage to receive a token of appreciation from NCSA Thailand. Dear everyone, thank you so much. I wish that you can gain valuable insight from all our esteemed speakers as well. And thank you so much for joining with us here at the day 2 of Cybersec Asia, CREST Thailand International Cyber Week 2025, powered by NCSA Thailand. And once again, on this occasion, I would like to welcome Vice Marshal Chalermchai Wonggate, Directors of Cybersecurity Research Center, NCSA Thailand, present a token of appreciation. And once again, we'd like to welcome Faye Persifal, Senior Manager, CREST Asia Pacific. Thank you so much for being here with us and share your thought in all aspects about strengthening cybersecurity for the region. One more shot, please. Thank you so much. Please, Kyrie, stand by on the stage. We would like to have a good photo shortly. Next up, we are honored to thank you, Nikolai Geller Christensen, CEO Digital Hub Denmark. Thank you so much to leave us the key takeaway and the mindset, how to arm for the cybersecurity for our nation and the region. Thank you so much. Lastly, we are honored to welcome once again Lucas Fabijonavicius, acting head of ICT Lab at the Innovation Agency. Technology and innovation is key for the greater success for the future of cybersecurity industry. And once again, we would like to have Kun Faye, Kun Nikolai, Kun Lucas, and Vice Marshal Chalermchai. Kindly have a group photo, please. think about collaboration, think about partnership, think about Thailand International Cyber Week this year. Thank you so much. It's a great day and it's the moment that happening here. Thank you very much.